Imagine a world in which you are the athlete. A world where every decision you make counts, and one where everyone is watching. The pressure, the atmosphere, the noise, every pass, shot, turn, hit is in your hands. How would you feel if everyone watching counted on you? No need to imagine it anymore, because we can take you there.
My name's Anthony Francella.
Hey, my name is Leo.
My name is Ethan Gersbach.
My name is Sean Dreger.
My name is Marco Sesto.
And I play for the St. Michael's Brothers.
I used to play as a striker.
I'm a D1 wrestler.
I'm a League One soccer player in Toronto.
I am an avid sports fan.
What are some of your best or favorite hockey sport watching moments?
I'd have to say last year with the Leafs, when they finally won a series. My family, never seen them that excited before. Never got to see the Leafs win, and it's a great moment.
Since Messi's always been like an idol to me since I was small, watching him win the World Cup was great. Watching them, win in the end and being such a close game, I was like super on the edge, and that was great to see.
Definitely when Crosby scored that game winner and won the gold for the Olympics.
How can you see the next generation of body cams possibly affecting the way that you watch sports?
Yeah, to be honest, I think it's been long due since the body camera should have been introduced in regular games. Like we've had them in soccer specifically for like friendly matches in the US. Once a year they do something like that, but we never get to see it in like regular championship games. So I think it would really benefit the engagement. And I remember when I was young, I really enjoyed watching like commercials by Nike where they had players, wear something like that. I feel like if actual games had that, it would be much more engaging.
I think VR could really improve the watching experience. Being able to see Matthew's goal from his POV or, like McDavid's speed, I think it could give the fans like a whole new experience.
A lot of what you enjoy about watching wrestling is the throws and the takedowns. And the only time you really see those is from the exterior point of view, like from the sidelines. Like you really get to see the full throw. Like that's part of the action. So like a body cam would kind of just be up close and personal, like in everyone's face. And I feel like that wouldn't provide like a really enjoyable perspective of the sport.
That would be absolutely huge, especially in a World Cup final when it goes to penalty shootouts, and you're the final guy to take the shot. And you'd feel like you are in that player's position. Like already when you're watching, you feel the nerves. You get super nervous, super anxious when you're watching penalty kicks. And but yeah, like if you were to feel like you were part of that person, you were in that person's position, and you're taking that kick yourself, and everything's on the line there, that would be a huge moment for any kind of sports viewers.
I think it'll really improve the fan experience because on traditional broadcasts, it doesn't really show like how big and fast these players are going and how precise and like quickly they need to make decisions.
Yes, I think it would be revolutionary to the sport, but I don't know how well fans would take that new technology because a lot of them are opposed to that new stuff and want to keep things pretty raw and original.
How do you think that body cameras can improve the player experience?
Yeah, I guess it's really good for tactical analysis.
I've seen footage of other players that my coaches showed me wearing body cams and just playing off of that knowledge and pausing the game, watching in slow-mo, seeing what happens, what could be done, what mistakes were made, and how to learn from them. For sure, it could totally help. You see the game differently when you're on the sidelines compared to when you're on the field and you have the ball at your feet. So 100%, I think that would be a great method of coaching or improving as a player skillfully.
Like I said before, with the being so up close and personal, say you had like you were on your back and someone was trying to get a hold on you or had their arm behind you, like you could see specifically what you did wrong in that scenario or the positioning of that person and how you could defend against that better, like what position they actually take and how you could counter that.
I would really see myself wearing one of those, like playing with your friends and in the neighborhood versus neighborhood game. I would rewatch that like every few days.
Do you have any worries with putting a camera near your head and it possibly getting broken or electricals around your body as you play?
I don't think it's too big of a deal. Like me personally, I wear a fishbowl, and it's obviously not like glass, but I think it could definitely cut you. So I think it's kind of the same thing.
No, I don't really, not in this age, like 10 years ago I would believe that, but today with the microchips that we have, like in the Ray-Ban glasses, let's say, I suppose the mechanisms like were built to have them go unnoticed because they already wear like the vests to track their like running and whatnot. So I think if you just put that on top, it wouldn't make a difference.
As long as it's not heavy and like kind of bringing their helmet down, like it makes sense to me. Like you're rarely anything's going above your head. It's not like you're getting tackled or anything like that or thrown on the ground.
If you could see from any player's point of view, who would you want to watch from the body cam?
Probably like 2015 Neymar, just absolutely demolishing, humiliating defenders on the wing, cutting in, shooting, crossing, megging everybody. Yeah, just to see that footwork up close and just to have an idea of what he's thinking would be a crazy point of view.
If I had to pick one, I would probably say McDavid, just because of how fast he's going, and just seeing what he sees because he's so good with the puck.
I would really watch someone like Pepe, so either some really strong defenders or fast strikers, I guess.
I'm a Leafs fan, so I gotta say Matthews right now. If it cut to him, picking it up in that close angle shot, it would have been very, very cool to see that angle.
Specifically wrestling, the ref would be the best. Yeah. Because like you can see not only the throws, but then you can get down up close and personal and see what's happening in the takedowns and on the ground. Like with a ref, all the time you see from the sidelines, you don't see why someone like would tap or why someone would end the match. But with the ref, you can see like the positions that everyone's in, that the holds they have you in, that kind of thing. So yeah, probably the ref.
Do you think that these leagues are going to prioritize maybe the fan engagement over the player comfortability, or do you think that's not going to be an issue as well?
Yeah, I think that's already is the case with them playing like every 3 days. So obviously the only thing they care about is profits, and I think this thing could bring in some revenue for sure.
I think the player experience is a little bit more important because you don't want to upset them over something that could easily be changed.
Now, you might be wondering, how can these guys just predict what's going to happen next in sports technology? Well, the thing is we're not predicting. This is already happening. This is right now. It started with GoPros about a decade ago. Now, we've moved on to ref cams, and from there, in-boot technology in athletes who play soccer and football. What's next? How about sports like hockey? Now, it's body cams. I want to leave you with one question. Do you think this is going to create a disconnect in sports, or bring us together as fans?